Welcome into Sosa's Steam Room. Today we're talking Drew's trip to Winnipeg, the Blackhawks and Bulls as they continue on their circus trips, and that other team from Chicago. Hit it. What's up, everybody? My name is Drew Edstrom, and the other co-host of this podcast is Blake Van Pocky.
Hello.
Anything else to say? Anything at all?
Nope.
Well, that's Blake. That's right. Welcome into episode 23 of Sosa's Steam Room. A couple things you need to know. For advertising inquiries, or if you want to send us a question, just shoot us an email, sosasteamroom@gmail.com. We have a Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram accounts. Just search Sosa's Steam Room. Subscribe and rate our podcast on Stitcher, as well as TuneIn and Spreaker and iTunes, of course. 5 stars, please. And yeah, you can download the Stitcher app or check out your podcast app on your iPhone. We also have some personal Twitter accounts, myself at DN Edstrom, and Blake, your Twitter handle?
At Soldier Field, BLG.
And, of course, you can check out all of our podcasts on sosasteamroom.com, along with some other information about us and our new blog that we have out, which is pretty fun. Yeah, new stuff, new things.
I know, look at that.
We like new things here on Sosa's
Change is good.
Change is a good thing. We're all for change.
I'm all about it.
Be the change you want to see in the world.
Oh, okay. Okay, then.
I just wanted to give you a little bit of inspiration today.
I needed it.
I hope you're inspired.
I am inspired, thank you.
Well, I just got back from a pretty crazy road trip here. Do you want me to walk you through this timeline?
Yeah, go for it.
So, I returned back to the United States last night at 9 p.m. because me and my roommate Nick decided to go on a road trip to the great Canadian city of Winnipeg.
Canadian city.
And watch a hockey game, the Blackhawks and the Jets. So we traveled 20 hours in like 2 days.
Wow.
And I'm pretty tired, but we made it. Made it back and forth, drove the whole way, went through borders and everything, and it was wild. It was a great time.
Sounds wild.
It was the Wild are in Minnesota, Blake. But
okay.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Sorry. I just thought you should know.
Had to specify.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you.
But yeah, Winnipeg was pretty crazy. Of course, the Blackhawks got absolutely rolled.
Yep.
While I was up there, so you can thank me for that.
Yes. Thank you, Jero.
So it's all my fault.
It is.
But Winnipeg was an interesting time. The fans there are pretty passionate about their team, and I got a new respect for their franchise. So,
did you meet a lot of nice Canadians?
I will confirm this rumor. Canadians are really nice.
Yeah.
I only had one bad interaction the whole time I was there, and because we sat right behind this Jets super fan named the Cape Crusader, and the dude sucked. The dude was awful. He was extremely obnoxious, and he was talking to me the whole time. At the end of the game, he's like, "We'll see you in the playoffs," and I kind of just was like, "Yeah, right. We'll see you in the playoffs."
Yeah, we'll see you there.
We'll see you there.
Well, just general rule of thumb, I would say, don't associate yourself with anyone who refers to them as the Caped Crusader. That's rule 1.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't really trying to associate with him. He was just to paint a picture of this guy for you. He had like a helmet, a fighter pilot helmet and a cape and gloves. And
is he like the one fan that everyone knows? Is he that kind of guy?
Well, we asked some guy? People around us, like, who is this guy? And like they call him the Cape Crusader. So I don't know, maybe. Could be. I really have no idea.
Nick, every fan base has that.
Yeah, Nick didn't really. Yeah.
He didn't know.
He didn't know, but I tried to find him on Twitter and stuff, so I can tweet out at him after the game and cheer him a bit. But I couldn't find him, so I couldn't find it. If anyone knows who that is, let me know.
Let us know.
I would like to send a strongly worded letter to him.
Let's get him on the podcast.
I would rather cut off my big toe. I don't want that. I don't want him. I
have another question about Winnipeg.
Yes, Blake.
I know no one really knows our friend Nick, but Nick is an emphatic Jets fan. We can say that.
To put it lightly.
Very lightly. How is he? How was his reaction to the trip, I guess?
He was pretty buck the whole time. He was very loud. And I told him before, right when we got into Winnipeg, I'm like looking around and seeing all these Jets fans. I'm like, you got to move here, man. Like this is your territory here. You should move here. And he had a great time. And I'm glad that he had a good time because this is like his dream come true. And when he asked me to go in July, and I said, "Oh yeah, for sure." But it was a hike, man. I'll definitely do it again at some point, probably. But
it's Manitoba, right?
Yep, Manitoba.
That's what I thought. Okay, I know my Canadian geography.
That's surprising. I'm actually very surprised you know that.
I do. I'm a smart man.
Well, anyway, maybe we should talk about that game itself because, there was a hockey game played.
Is that what you were there for? I thought you were just there to
mess around.
In Winnipeg because all the kids are doing that.
I did nowadays. Drink a Molson, which is a nice Canadian beer. So
you got Tim Hortons?
The first Tim Hortons we saw, Blake, I made it a requirement. I go, we're stopping at the first Tim Hortons we see as soon as we cross the border. And sure enough, we did. Go. So don't worry. We hated Tim Hortons. We had a Molson.
You have to.
We did.
From what I've heard.
We did it. It was solid. It was a good time.
I'm proud of you. You're a real Canadian. You're a real Canadian now.
Well.
A.
Thank you. Yes, A. So the game was pretty painful. I was feeling pretty confident going into it. I mean, they dropped their first game in 11 games, like without registering a point.
Yeah.
The Jets always play us well, though.
Yes, they do.
They always just beat, and Michael Hutchinson wasn't even in net, man. Usually he's the guy to spoil things for us, but they just had our number. Two guys scored their first goals of the season.
Yeah,
against us. And then there was Patrick Laine, who was very impressive.
Yeah, I'm a little jealous you got to see him in person. From this game and a couple other games that I've watched, I've been extremely impressed to the point where I'm like, this team could be dangerous right now because of him. And look at them. I mean, they're in a playoff spot right now. Obviously, it's November, but it shows, what kind of difference having him in the lineup is every day.
Yeah, and they have a lot of guys injured too. I mean, they have some guys banged up, a couple guys on IR, and they're still successful. So I've been impressed by their play so far. I don't know if it's sustainable, but
yeah, it's most likely not. I mean, Mark Scheifele is leading the league in
points. I saw that.
Points. I think it just points then. But I mean, that first line is really good, and they'll probably be this good all season, but not at this rate. But they are on the up. Patrick Laine is that good.
He's going to be good for a long time. It was really cool to see him, and he can do basically anything he wants out there at all times.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, I mean, a budding superstar in the league. So it's good to say that I've
a part of this ridiculous 2 back-to-back draft classes.
Oh yeah,
that just have 5 to 6 guys who are most likely, I don't know if I would say Hall of Famers, but really, really good players.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, not a lot of production from the Blackhawks in that 4-0 loss to the Jets, but we can talk about their recent stretch here and how successful they have been. They're just competing and getting points, clearly at the top of the division. They still have the points lead in the West?
Last time I checked, yes.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and assume that.
We're going to say yes.
We're going to say yes. And a big part of that has been Marian Hossa.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about his play a little bit?
Yeah, it's he's been rejuvenated this season. I'm not totally sure where it's coming from. I think playing with Panarin and Anisimov has kind of jump-started him a little bit. I think their play styles mesh maybe a little bit more with how he likes to play. And, I mean, he's already at 9 goals. He's leading the team in goals. He's just been great on that second line. It's been a really big reason for this 11-game point streak. I would say maybe other than maybe Corey Crawford, he's been the biggest reason they've been so good early on.
Yeah, 9 goals, 6 assists. That's pretty impressive for a guy. How old is Marian?
37.
37 years old.
Maybe 38. I forget.
It's extremely impressive, and he's not the guy who jumps off the page at you if you were to guess who's leading the Blackhawks in goals. You probably wouldn't guess Marian Hossa, but here we are. And for sure, he's always been a huge part of this team's sustained success. And this season, he's carrying it again.
Yeah, we didn't know if we were going to see regression. I think most people coming in this season thought regression. We're going to see at least a little regression. And it's still early, so, we'll see how he ends up this season. But just basing it off these, first however many games, he's looked fantastic. So if he can look like this towards April and May, this team is definitely going to be a very scary playoff team once again.
So early on in the season, the Blackhawks weren't necessarily having the best possession numbers, as well as they weren't producing a lot of shots on goal. Recently, that has changed. Is there any reason why you think that's changed so dramatically at this point, or is it just kind of the flow of the game has kind of flipped towards in favor of the Hawks?
Yeah, I think a lot of it has to do with the how the lines have been switched up. I think the first 2 lines have been a lot better at creating offensive zone time and sustained pressure. And if you look at guys like Panarin, who every time they're on the ice right now, they're making plays in the offensive end and doing a nice job keeping that sustained zone pressure. So, I would say you could attribute it most to the line changes, but overall they've been playing a little bit better on the forecheck and just doing a nice job of getting into their cycle game than they were at the start of the season. And I also maybe look at the fact that they're taking less penalties now and not having to play down a man as much. I don't know. There's a lot of factors that go into it, but I would say those are the ones that stand out the most to you.
Mm-hmm. So do you think this latest loss to the Jets is kind of just like a hiccup? It's a long time coming type of deal?
Yeah, it's definitely. I mean,